based on body language alone.
I'm hoping that everyone that voted for Trump is regretting their decision now. This was literally posted to the White House Instagram page. Before you start to generalize these human beings as criminals, what about the 1,500 people that Donald Trump pardoned that are criminals? Then why would Donald Trump have pardoned 1,500 Antifa people? Do you believe that people that are below the poverty line shouldn't have access to their doctor's appointments? He said he wanted to deport 20 million undocumented immigrants. There are only 16 million estimated to be in the United States.
Think of that, how much fun this is going to be. If you could bear with me, I'm going to rely on our Blackboard a little bit today. Start out. But I want to first of all say thank you to everyone for being
here. And we will be talking about the going forward plan as we get to the point when we submit our budget to the legislature in about another month or so. But today I want to make sure that the whole state of condition of the budget going forward for fiscal year 26. But let's start out and talk.
Take a deep breath for just a moment and ponder big balls. Take a deep breath for just a moment and ponder big balls.
What? Stop this madness.
Rise and shine. It's a brand new day. Got the world on my mind. Ain't no time to play. Chasing dreams, running fast, feeling no delay. We're the watchdogs. Always watching what they say. Eyes wide open, we're taking what's ours. Breaking through the silence, aiming for the stars.
Hey everybody, welcome to West Virginia Wire Watchdog Wednesdays. My name is Regina Connell. You guys, thank you for coming in and joining us for episode 2. If you joined us for the last live on episode 2, this is the redo. You guys, forgive me. I was not all together. I want to thank my special guest that we have returning, Paul the Insurrectionist, Paul Spiegelmeyer. I'm going to go ahead and bring him up on stage. And we also have someone visiting us for the first time, and hopefully we'll have future collaborations. His name is Donovan with Mixed Texan Report. You can find him on YouTube and the X platform and Rumble. Welcome, Donovan. Welcome, Paul. How you guys doing this morning?
Doing great.
We are good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. We got a lot of stuff to get into. So just to give you guys an idea of what that little montage video was about. So the man that you saw at the whiteboard is our newly elected governor, Patrick Morrisey. We've got a lot of questions and a lot of things as far as local West Virginia happenings are going, and our main goal is to unite local West Virginians and let's get to know each other. We want Boone County to be the best county there is, and the only way we can do that is to get to know each other and start on the local level. So with that in mind, Donovan and I connected. Now Paul and I met at the November 2nd Trump rally in Salem, Virginia, and that was exciting. We had a lot of footage from that. You guys, that's up on my YouTube and Rumble platform. Right now we are streaming across Rumble. We are streaming across the YouTube platform as well as Facebook, now known as Meta, and the X platform, formerly known as Twitter. You guys, you can find these two guys on X, YouTube. Donovan's on YouTube. We'll tell you all about that later. But for right now, let's check in with the local happenings of Texas, because I know we've got some immigration stuff, and Donovan was going to tell us what's going on. What do you say, Paul? You want to hear what's going on in Texas? That's my home state, the great state.
Oh, yeah, I sure do.
Let's hear it. All right. Donovan, take the stage.
Well, first I want to comment on that montage. That girl, I think she just wanted to show off her nails more than anything.
Agreed.
You know, she was talking about how only 16 million people here in the country illegally. Look, 16 million, 20 million, doesn't matter. It's a huge number. We're not going to get rid of all those people, but we can start by having ICE arrest thousands of people a day, and they're doing a great job right now. But let's get into some numbers here in Texas. For the week ending of February 9th, apprehensions are down in the state by 89%. And if we start with 5 different sectors, El Paso was at 612, Rio Grande 392, Del Rio sector 236, Laredo 169, and Big Bend 52. Like I said, 89% drop compared to last year, last February. So this is in collaboration with Texas DPS, Texas National Guard with Operation Lone Star by Governor Greg Abbott, and Border Patrol. So here in Texas, we have partnered with the federal government. We're able to arrest people now. Instead of Texas DPS being able to arrest people, now we have the Texas National Guard arresting illegal aliens coming across the border, and in coordination with Border Patrol. So this is a big difference from where we were in the last administration, when the hands were tied, when they were just basically babysitters at the border, just processing people. I even heard they were changing diapers. So they were just literally babysitting at the border, but now they can actually do their jobs. And it's not that hard to secure the border. It's really not. All you do is just arrest people. I mean, can you think of, is it that hard to you?
I don't think so. That sounds crazy, but it sounds like, wow, that sounds like a lot. So it sounds like Texas is getting down to business, but they're still experiencing some resistance within the bureaucracy and all of that.
Yeah, so like I said, Governor Greg Abbott started Operation Lone Star back in 2021, and we've arrested over 500,000 people here in the state. I think we've seized about enough fentanyl to kill every citizen in the United States. So if we didn't have Operation Lone Star, who knows where we would be. So now that we actually have an administration that's going to allow us to secure our borders, we're actually getting things done. Like I said, 89% drop compared to last year. So when you allow the states to do their jobs, things happen. And so now we have an administration that allows us to do that. So I'm very happy.
Yeah, me too. I think I have a video of yours up here. I'll have to pull it up, but where you were addressing the problems with ICE and all of that stuff going on. And I reported on that one that you mentioned about the road rage incident. So you guys are dealing with road rage, you're dealing with rounding up illegal immigrants and all of that. And you guys, these are the ones that are committing crimes. Like, it is a crime if you're here. There's no such thing as undocumented. I mean, I could be undocumented if I'm driving in my car without the proper identification, right? So yeah, we need to clean things up. So tell them what part of Texas you are from.
I am from the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, the greatest. Well, okay, Tarrant County is the greatest county in Texas. We're red, big red county, great place to live. Then we have our sister county next door, Dallas County, very blue. I try to avoid that as much as possible. I'm not trying to take shots at Dallas or anything, but they need to get their act together. They have a lot of problems with crime, police shortages, but hey, hopefully we get that cleaned up.
Yeah, so I want to bring up the latest video that you did, and we'll watch part of it if you want. It's titled, and I haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet, so this is a great opportunity for me to do that. Paul, in the meantime, while I'm queuing this up, do you have any questions for Donovan?
Is that a blue Democratic part of the state?
Okay, repeat that because you were muted for a little bit. Sorry.
Killeen, Texas. Is that blue or is that red?
Oh, Killeen, that's more conservative. The only really blue places in Texas would be Austin, Travis County and Dallas County, Bayard County, or San Antonio is, and Harris County. But everything else is pretty red.
Yeah, because I have friends in Killeen I go see.
Okay, very nice.
My cousin Warren, I think they live in Killeen, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure they bought a little bit of land and a house in Killeen. I'll have to check with them. I haven't talked to them in forever. We very rarely talk. I don't know why we don't talk. I guess because we have busy lives. All right, so you ready for this? We're going to watch this real quick. And I do want to say your intro is fire, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you ready, Paul? So this is the latest from Mixed Texan Report. You guys can find him on YouTube. You can find him on Rumble and the X platform. You guys, please go subscribe, follow him everywhere, and hopefully we're going to be doing future collaborations.
Of course.
Mine is mainly book reading. I prefer to get back to book reading, so I'm going to find all the news people that stay on top of stuff and get them doing all this, and then I get to just come on and read books. All right, here we go, guys. You ready? Let's do it.
These protests will change absolutely nothing with these ICE arrests. A bunch of cows and liberals protest ICE arresting violent criminals in the state of Colorado. Let's check it out.
Immigration policies. Brandon, what are demonstrators saying?
Well, many of those protesters very upset with ICE. They're especially upset with President Trump and his immigration policies, and specifically those mass deportations. Now, I'll step out of the way so you can see what this crowd of protesters looks like right now. This is no longer hundreds of people. This is at least a couple of thousand protesters have been in.
Did these people protest when Lincoln Riley was murdered, or Jocelyn Nungare when she was raped and murdered by illegal aliens?
In and around the Colorado State Capitol throughout this afternoon. This crowd has thinned out just a bit, but still a massive crowd here outside the Capitol. At times, some of these protesters, hundreds by the hundreds, breaking off to protest and march down the streets of downtown Denver. Now, many of these protesters, they represent the immigrant community, some of them children of immigrants, many of them just angry about the president's immigration policy, including those raids, those ICE raids that happened this morning in Denver and Aurora. Some concerned about families and children potentially getting caught up in those raids. Other protesters here represent the LGBTQ community, specifically the transgender community, which feels under attack with the president signing.
Let me just say about this is purely disgusting to me. It's like Donovan said, who was speaking out for Laken Riley and for Jocelyn, I cannot say Nungare, thank you. And I mean, and then also the lady that had the autistic girl that was living on her own. She was very happy, and she ended up losing her life as well. Why aren't we talking about this ridiculousness that's going on in the streets? But I just recently read that New York City's not really playing around anymore with that, and we'll show some footage about that later on too. Now I want to kind of get to what's going on with the LYFT Lyft situation. So Donovan covered this as well as I had done a piece on it. So I wanted to show a little bit of what Donovan did, and then we're going to head on over and watch The Breakfast Club because Thank Damas is back on the scene, and she's got some things to say about, well, this is the heavy lift second haul. So you guys hang with us because, I mean, I'm interested to hear what Charlemagne had to say. I saw different content creators like Nate the Lawyer. A lot of other content creators do follow-ups on this, and I love it when they do a follow-up on it. When we get a story, we want to hear a follow-up on it, no matter what's going on with it. So without further ado, let me go on and bring up this. Paul, are you familiar with this story at all?
I don't think I am.
Oh, well, we have
It's
a treat
funny.
for you, sir.
I've been so busy watching the stuff that's going on with our government right now. It's just, I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Oh, I know. It's
And
heartbreaking.
it makes me angry.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
And, especially the way that you were treated and all of that, and, the false arrest and all of that. And listen, we're going to talk about that. We're going to make a special segment because the same thing happened to me. But I want to talk to our local sheriff first. And, I seek to build up our local community and our local law enforcement. That's the whole goal. And it sounds like that's what you two are interested in. And you guys are not just talking about it, you're actually doing stuff about it. You got locked up for us, Paul. So we thank you for that. We're sorry sorry that happened to you. But
sorry, Paul.
and you guys, I will remind you that Paul is available for interviews at any time. We need to get more, and he lives with 2 other J6ers that have been recently pardoned as well. So I think it's, there is safety in numbers. We can fly under the radar at the same time. So anyway, hang tight, and we're gonna watch this video.
Be favorable towards that government. Yes. Describe that, how that works.
And in case you have not heard about this story, a 489-pound rapper was denied a Lyft ride because she was almost 500 pounds. Let's check it out.
Truly.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What you saying?
Yeah, I got no space. My car is small.
I can fit in this car.
But believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me. So, I'm sorry.
What I'm gonna do about my money?
I'm gonna cancel it. You gotta be charged.
So you telling me I can't get in a lift because I can't fit in your car?
Yeah, you need to order a bigger car.
What make you think I can't fit in a car?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What make?
Look, he's trying not to be rude. She's asking, why do you think I can't fit in your car? He wasn't trying to be rude and say, because you're too dang big.
You think I can't fit in this car?
Because the car is small in the back.
My best friend has a Benz that's newer than this that I can fit in. That's the same size.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't.
So you really telling me I'm too big to get in your car? So I gotta order.
We're gonna have to pull up a picture of a Benz because I don't know what she's talking about. She didn't give the make or model or none of it. All right, let's continue on.
Another lift.
And to be more specific with you, I got very tired tires.
What I got to do with your tires?
Girl, you gonna flatten them out.
You have no.
What you have to do with his tires is that his tires may not be able to handle you.
They'll take 20%.
How you know I don't have no space?
Yeah, I got no space in the back.
How do you know I don't have no space?
Because I've tried before.
Huh?
Because I've been in this situation.
So every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they order the Uber XL.
No, I don't never have to order Uber XL. What's your name?
What's your name? Let's give me your name.
All right, shout out to Abraham for handling that very well. He was very professional. He was very polite, and he did a good job of denying her ride in a way that didn't come off as very condescending or rude or anything like that. So shout out to him. He did a great job, but his car didn't sound good to begin with. I mean, then you put this person who's a fourth of a
So you kind of get the gist of it, Paul. So tell me, what are you thinking at this point? What if you would have been that Lyft driver? I mean, so we know that his name is Abraham as far as we know. And I've heard other outlets refer to him as John Doe. So has anyone heard from Abraham? I did hear some chatter that they had started a GoFundMe. But before we get into that, first of all, I want to hear what you think. And then I'm going to pull up the footage that I did on it, which I duetted and resourced Officer Tatum and the Hodge twins. And then I'm going to show y'all something else too that's going to blow your mind.
Well, I think he did a really good job of being polite to this person. I got to agree with that. It's a shame he had to turn her down, but I could understand why if it all depends what kind of car he had to what he was driving. I think if it was me, I don't know. It's a tough situation there, but
I don't think I would have engaged as much. I'd just been like, hey, this isn't going to work out. And if she kept pressing, I'd be like, call my manager, and I have to wonder, do you think he might have been in on it, like for them to try to bring a lawsuit?
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, I could be wrong, but it didn't sound like it. It sounded like she was a really big, heavy woman, and that was just like trying to fit a 300 or 400-pound person in the front seat of a Volkswagen. It ain't gonna work.
It ain't gonna work.
I don't know what he was driving, but it kind of sounded like that's what was going on there.
Yeah, let's see what Officer Tatum had to say and the Hodges twins. Lyft is not going to pay for this gentleman's car if it breaks down or whatever, and it does put wear and tear on it. They don't, pay them enough to really cover that wear and tear. So these are things to consider, and they do offer other options. She is a rapper and she's living that life, which we're gonna look at. I did Google her, so we'll pull that up on screen too. But her name is Dank DeMoss. I thought I had seen her on Hustle and Flow season 2, which I still haven't finished watching it yet. But let's continue on. And that's not the rap competition she was involved in. I forget the name of it. I'll try to find it. But she was in a rap competition, and they sent her home because of her health. They said that they think that it was healthy for her, and especially the lifestyle of, I guess, celebrity and rapping and all of that. Because I got to hurry. I mean, I do like rap. I just this up because I've got another live to attend. We're going to be watching hearings today. So let's see what Tatum Face has to say about it. Tatum Face.
I don't never have to order Uber XL.
He apologized, canceled the ride, and left her there. The rapper says she's pretty tough.
Oh my.
Dank DeMoss, as she's known at the mic, is crushed by the whole situation.
I just want them to know, like,
I cannot.
It really hurt my feelings.
It looks like Lyft might be hurting pretty soon, too.
I knew it was illegal and I knew that it was wrong.
Her attorneys, John Marco and Zach Runyon, say weight is a protected character.
And this is the most disgraceful part. These attorneys. I mean, this guy, it looks like he's got a clip-on tie. It looks,
in Michigan.
So he's going to have him roll back the camera. He's a greasy looking one, but I kind of wanted to, I don't want to keep playing repeat stuff since I'm trying to rush through this. But wait until they show her dancing. All right, wait for it. Paul, wait for it.
Being fat, if that's what you want to do. Look,
yeah, but don't get mad at us when we call it, say what we see, speak what we see.
Alternative names. Why you get to fluff your name? You fat. It's okay. You fat if that's what you want to do. I thought it was like, listen, I thought you can't body shame. You fat. You should be proud, right? You proud,
baby.
It's a privilege for you to get Uber XL.
You should want a big mama car.
Anyway, let's go to the other.
She want a big mama car.
This is her with a cell phone.
All right, guys, brace up for this, baby.
I ain't trying to be funny, but man,
you are trying to be funny because it is funny, you guys. So I want you to really look at this woman, and to embrace this. It's not healthy. It is not healthy at all. And I could not distinguish if her face wasn't facing forward. I'm not sure that I could distinguish her hind sides and her hind parts from her front parts. So I don't know what that speaks to you, but this is just an observation, you guys. This is not healthy. This is not healthy.
This is so not healthy.
All right, this is not healthy.
What do you think is not healthy?
Let Tatum Face finish telling us.
Sue a company. How you gonna try to sue a company?
You want to say something, Donovan? Just unmute.
Take their money and their livelihood and Uber driver. That's why it's okay.
All right, so I'm gonna speed it up. And so he goes through and he apologizes and yada yada yada. So that's about it. But I did look her up on Instagram and she has changed her Instagram. It did read PHAT Queen. So now she doesn't like that word. So you guys, now we're going to watch her recent appearance on The Breakfast Club with Charlemagne. I refuse to call him whatever he thinks he is. Whatever. And I hope I don't get copyrighted, but I don't think they do that. I don't know. So you ready, Donovan? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. I can't hear you. Okay. Just unmute yourself when you're ready to come up. So you guys, this is the latest on Dank DeMoss. Let's check it out.
Wake that ass up in the morning. The Breakfast Club.
Peace, Big Dank. How you? You good?
Good morning. This is the crazy part, you guys.
How are you? Hey, King. How you, brother? You good? Nice to meet you, King.
Ooh, break the chair.
It's the only seat y'all got?
Listen up.
What you want? What you need?
Look at that big couch behind
A
them.
bigger chair or something.
Is she already little?
Oh my Lord.
We had
Oh my gosh.
Good. This is accommodation.
There you go.
Yeah, she's talking about accommodation. This is accommodation.
You get special treatment when you're 500
Morning,
pounds.
everybody. It's DJ NV, Just Larry, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren Rosa hanging out with us as
I mean,
well.
it's just crazy to me that, and it was, they were chivalrous. They brought the big old couch, but they kind of call her out about it too. She just has this entitlement about her.
When we first heard about your story, there was a lot of jokes made. Everybody made jokes, including us. But when I heard you was a rapper, I was like, why not have her up here and have a conversation? See if this could, I don't know, help something.
Do y'all really believe that? Do you really believe that Charlamagne the God, whatever his name is, would have actually had her on there had she not been her size, been perpetrating and purveying herself as a rapper? If that story hadn't come out, you think if he would have seen her at a club rapping, he'd be like, hey, come on the show?
No, not at all.
I don't think so either. So, why he got to lie to her face like that? He's like, you're going to get me lots of views. People are probably you're going to get me the watch time hours. I mean, just call it for what it is. You don't call her out. Just tell her that's what you're doing. She might be suing you for getting her there under false pretenses. I don't know. Let me not give her any ideas.
No, but people will have to connect the dots.
How long you been doing music, Dang? How long you been doing music?
I've been doing music for a long time. I took it seriously in 2016. So yeah.
What got you into music?
My dad did music, and after he died, I just took it seriously.
He was a rapper.
Yeah.
And you were in Deb's house as well.
I was.
How was that?
What?
Deb's
Deb's
house.
house.
Deb,
How was that?
It was good. It was a learning experience.
Healthy Gabbard confirmed.
Yeah, it was a learning experience. It was okay.
Did it help or hurt you in any way, like your music?
I mean, I'm doing the same thing I was doing before.
So I know later on in the interview, I'm not going to make us suffer through all of this, but later on in the interview, the producer back there, I don't know her name, but she makes a reference to when Dank was little, and I mean, I don't think she's ever been little, but she was talking about her age, and Dank DeMoss turned it around into, some kind of body shaming thing.
A lot of times, even seeing it with how Liz, although she's lost a lot of weight now, how it could be like some of the clothes that the F people wear, with things hanging out.
They gotta say F people. What's up with that?
Wear things that the smart,
I don't live.
people be wearing.
I don't live in a world where the skinny people when the F people. That's not my reality. I am a human being. I am regular. Just because I'm outside with my like I said, I've been doing this a long time. And when I said I've been doing this a long time, I've been putting on for people like me for a long time. I did a naked.
I'm not going to listen to her sit there and monologue and talk about her self-delusionment. I mean, did you hear the producer clearly asked her? Let's roll it back a little bit. He's talking about her wearing clothes that are too small for her.
For what? Because we big.
I know a lot of times, even seeing it with how Liz, although she's lost a lot of weight now, how it could be like some of the clothes that the F people wear, with things hanging out.
It's ridiculous to say F people.
Well,
she identified as fat before.
I don't live in a world where the skinny people when the F people. That's not my reality. I am a human being. I am regular. Just because I'm outside with my like I said, I've been doing this a long time. And when I said I've been doing this a long time, I've been putting on for people like me for a long time. I did a naked, excuse me.
Can somebody please tell me what she means by she's been putting on for people like her for a long time? What is she talking about? She's got an OnlyFans page.
I think she is putting on really, really big people. She's putting on people who are 500 pounds. I think that's what she meant by that. She's been pushing them, making it a thing.
What do you think, Paul?
I think she's getting the idea in people's head that it's okay to weigh 400 or 500 pounds. It's not okay to weigh 400 or 500 pounds. You can have heart problems. That weight, she should be concentrating on losing weight and her health, because she looks to me like she's still like a young person and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what she should be concentrating on, not trying to impress people because she weighs so much. Because it sounds like what she's doing is trying to get people to think it's okay to weigh that much. It's not okay to weigh that much.
Right. And I guess my biggest question would be is, but the main thing the objective word that she keeps spitting out of her mouth is what she believes. So what she perceives. So when she looks in her magic mirror at home, she doesn't see what we see. So how do you convey to a person, how do you tell a person that your very life is in danger when they believe they can actually do the same things that, and I will say I lived that 250-pound life before now. Okay. So, I did go through the obesity and all of that, and I did not feel good. I didn't have the same energy. And I had always been small, but I guess when you've been that way your whole entire life, but I have refused to reinforce this delusionment. And I cannot believe that LYFT Lyft, the car share ride service, is embracing and went ahead and apologized. Like, first of all, you didn't even have your employees back. If they're an independent contractor, you kind of threw them under the bus, and a fact is a fact. They're not going to pay for the damages that are incurred from this person sitting in the car. And I believe other content creators showed her getting into SUVs that she could barely fit into. So no, I will not assuage that type of lunacy.
No, she's trying to glorify being 500 pounds. I don't know. She may be her late 20s, maybe 30 years old. In 20 years, she's going to have a lot of problems. So this is not okay. It's not sexy. She said she did a naked photo shoot. I mean, first of all, who would want to see that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not attractive. There's nothing beautiful about being purposely unhealthy. Now, if you have a health issue, that's one thing, but it sounds like she just can't put the fork down.
Yeah, she's completely, because she doesn't see herself as that size. She doesn't. I mean, did y'all ever see that movie? The one where it was actually filmed in Charlotte, North Carolina. I can't remember the name of it, but it had Gwyneth Paltrow and Hal. What was his last name? Hal somebody. Anyway, he fell in love with her, and he was put under this spell that ugly people.
Shallow Hal.
Shallow Hal. That's right. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a good
Anyway,
movie.
it was a good movie. And we were so proud that it was filmed in Charlotte. Like, that was amazing for Charlotte at that time because Charlotte was building. But yeah, so this is just pure lunacy. You guys go check out The Breakfast Club if you want to see the rest of this interview. I'm just not interested in it. And I definitely did not want to bring more pictures up of her, dancing around with barely any clothes on. And I'm grateful to see that she actually got dressed for the Breakfast Club and went in there without showing all her parts everywhere. So that was very refreshing and a relief.
I agree with Donovan when he said 20 years from now, she's going to regret that she hasn't taken care of herself.
Yeah.
She's going to have health problems.
100%.
I'm surprised she hasn't got health problems right now. But like you said, Donovan, 20 years from now, she will.
Yep.
Yeah, totally. So did you want me to read this article real quick that you sent to me up here? The article, updated Texas tax dollars funded Politico and other news sites. Let's talk about that one, Donovan.
Yeah, that's a crazy story right there.
Yeah, so it reads, state agencies have given $6.7 million to various news media operations, including hundreds of thousands of taxpayer dollars to left-leaning entities like the Texas Tribune and Quorum. And you guys, I will say that I would be interested to see if they're going to Virginia publications and news organizations. Wouldn't you guys love to know that one? So let's get to
Yes.
the article. So yeah, I love that the paper is on fire because they are no longer. So the article is by Michael Quinn Sullivan. So revelations that millions of federal tax dollars have flowed to national and even international news organizations have raised questions about journalistic integrity and government fed propaganda. So I guess some of those conspiracy theorists don't seem so crazy anymore. So a review of state spending records finds that agencies in Texas have also been spending heavily on left wing publications. I wonder why we haven't seen any articles come out about West Virginia. Donovan, you'd think that would maybe West Virginia is clean. I don't know. What do you think?
That's this guy Michael Sullivan does a great job at the Texas scorecard, so he did a great job uncovering that. Hopefully, you guys have somebody out there on your end who will do the same. But this is big news, even though $6.7 million is not. It doesn't seem like a lot over the past 9 years, but it's still $6.7 million of our taxpayer dollars going to these left-wing outlets.
Yeah, and it would be because that's what Doge is fighting against. And I really question the people that are questioning Doge, right? And with that said, let's read a little bit more of this article and then we'll move on because I definitely wanted to show the snapshots of the side by side with JF. Because any of you that know the history of JFK, our president JFK, he was really big on photography and personal family photography. So he had a personal photographer that went around with him everywhere and took pictures of the kids in the Oval Office. So, if for those of you that don't know, when a president goes into the White House, they're able to pick all the relics that are in inventory from past presidents from the beginning to now. So he did choose the desk of John F. Kennedy. So I thought that was awesome. And there's a snapshot of little X standing to the side of the desk next to JFK with little John underneath the desk. So we'll be showing that too as well. So let's continue. So since 2016, the comptroller's website reveals state agencies have given $342,850 to the Texas Tribune, a publication that has been aligned with leftist financier George Soros. There's that name again, George Soros. George Soros. And I believe his son has taken over for him since, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep
George
going.
Soros, real quick, George Soros
Yeah,
is
go ahead.
what, 93, 95 years old? I don't know how long this guy is going to last. Don't care. I'm going to leave it at that. But unfortunately, his son is going to take over the helm. But I want to talk about Texas Tribune real quick. I do get some of my news from there because sometimes they do have good information, but you can tell there is a left-leaning slant. So I didn't know a lot of these places here in Texas are left-leaning. I knew Texas Tribune for sure, but there are some more we'll get to in the article that are a little more liberal that I didn't know about.
Sounds good. Let's do it. All right, guys. So continuing on. Woo, the database finds state agencies have also paid more than $253,050 to Politico. Other publications getting subsidized by state taxpayers include the Dallas Morning News, $428,096. You guys, that's $500,000. The Austin American Statesman, well, Austin doesn't surprise me, $109,639. The Houston Chronicle, $106,187. And you guys, all these amounts, this doesn't even count the amounts of money for articles that were paid for by private entities, I bet, right? So the ones that I was surprised to see Austin on the lower scale of that payment, they probably funneled it into the news organization some other way, either by, like you said, a very left-leaning quote journalist. I'm very lax with that term. So anyway, so this data is taken directly from the comptroller's website. So you guys, you can go directly to that website. I'm going to put a copy of the link in the comment section. And look, we got people. I'm sorry, I didn't even notice. You guys, thank you. Ain't no chance she gonna just Justify. Look. I know. We needed that. We needed that. Thank you, guys. Putting on weight, I assume. Yeah. There was, and I
Oh
kept
man.
saying I'm gonna weigh in on this issue, and it's just the way I speak. And then I realized, man, I'm making puns without realizing I'm making puns. But
Yep.
let the puns
Easy to do
rain. We
so.
can finally say fat again. So you guys, if you take a look, see, it breaks it down. The payment dates, the amounts. I mean, date by date, all the way back to 2016. So you guys go check that
Yep.
out at your own leisure. I'm going to put it here in the comment section. So it's very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, and I didn't know that the Dallas. I always Dallas Morning News, in my opinion, does some good work as far as reporting, but I thought they were more down the middle. But now I'm starting to realize not so much. They're being this money's being funneled to these outlets. So imagine if the Texas scorecard received $200,000 from taxpayers. They would throw a fit because it's a right-leaning conservative outlet. But it's okay if it's Dallas Morning News, Austin Statesman, Texas Tribune, Houston Chronicle. So I'm glad this is being exposed, and I think more attention needs to be brought to the Texas scorecard because it is, in my opinion, the best publication in the state.
You heard it, Texas scorecard. You guys go pick it up. And hey,
Yes.
we're both open for a sponsorship. I mean, I always thought I should have something to offer for sponsorship. So we're working very different things. We're doing it mainly to get the information out there, to keep you guys informed. We have a plethora of great resources. There's a lot of great people on the X platform. So while we're at it, I think that just about wraps up that one. So you guys, if you show up there on the screen, I'll figure out a way to get it on the YouTube channels. But you can also make sure you go check out Donovan, and we'll leave you with all his information too. So the next thing I wanted to get into was we're gonna troll the X platform here for a minute, and I want to show you some things that I bookmarked. And I thought, you know what? Instead of trying to formally put it together, we said it was organic. So let me just fumble my way through. But I think we've done pretty good so far. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I
Not
think
to
so.
not to change the subject real quick, but Tulsi Gabbard was just confirmed about 15 minutes ago.
Did you hear that? Did you hear
Very
that?
good. Very good.
Yeah, she's been confirmed.
I wish I had a song to play for her. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. What about RFK Jr.? Have we heard anything on him yet?
That's going to be this afternoon.
And Kash
Okay.
Patel.
His hearings, his things tomorrow.
So
I
you
don't know
guys,
what time, but it'll
yeah.
be tomorrow for Kash Patel.
Okay, so you guys know why I have Paul up here on the show as much as possible, because he is that guy that's, taking in the news from all different areas. He's staying on top of everything. So what about the Doge hearings? What's going on with these Doge hearings? Do you know anything about them while I access these bookmarks?
These judges are trying to stop Trump and Elon Musk. It's like they hate Elon Musk. They're being exposed for all this money that they've been giving all these countries for this gender identity and everything else, and they don't want to be exposed anymore.
Agreed.
And Elon Musk, he's right on it, but they want him out of there.
Yep.
Well, right before, okay, so I'll go ahead and tell you guys this. So, it was last year, right when I, started going heavy with the podcast and all of that. So we launched out officially through Facebook, because that's the only way I had live capability for all of that. So anyway, so on the TikTok platform, Elon Musk had to go through the Senate hearings, and they were always denying him access, like for the electric vehicles, when they were trying to put down all those mandates for electric vehicles and stuff like that. Well, they locked him out of the meetings and let GM, Ford, all of them, when he was the pioneer of it. He was the expert in that field. So that had just happened. So a couple weeks later, he moved to Texas, which I was so excited, because I was like, they'll treat you good in Texas, was always my thought and prayer. So speaking of Elon Musk, I'm glad you brought it up, because this is the photo that I wanted to show everyone, that if you notice the desk, right? So the desk, that is that was JFK's desk. So this was the photo taken that JFK had done. And it's really good to see these kids in the White House. And I love the fact too that Elon Musk was in a t-shirt and all of that, and he had little X all dressed up, all dapper looking. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah. I'm so glad that Elon joined our team. I'm so happy about that.
He had to. He had no choice. And now Joe Rogan, like, and I feel bad for all of them because, at the end of the day, there was a party they believed in this, and then to just watch it disintegrate in front of them and realize that everything was a lie. I mean, I don't know. I guess we all go through those phases. So another thing I wanted to show you guys before we close out, because we've been on for a good bit of time. So this Melanie King, she's one of my favorite content creators. I love her dearly. I've been following her for a very long time, and this lady's been at it for years. When I tell you years, so let's take a looky see at this blue-haired lady and see what she's so fearful of. Because and this is what I said about this is the fact that
You better prepare for trans people.
these women, I don't even know what that is, but they make us look bad. We're not taken seriously. So if I call my governor's office and say, hey, we've got some issues, let's talk about some stuff, all of a sudden they're closed off anyway, but this doesn't help matters. You ready, guys?
I need the city to protect me because the federal government won't. And if you think you're afraid of Trump, you should see how afraid of Trump I am.
Can you wrap up, please?
Oh my God.
I can. If you say that you're afraid of Trump and that's why you don't want the city to be a safe space for trans people, you better prepare for trans people to make this a very unsafe space.
I'm shaking right now.
Was that a threat? That sounded like a threat to me.
It sounded
like it to me.
Yeah, so let's keep going because this lady, she sounds more angry than scared. So let's keep going.
I don't want to be here.
Can we wrap up?
I'm sorry. Am I taking too long pleading for my life?
You remembered how many children I have and that 2 of them are trans.
Oh, Lord.
I speak as both the B and the T in the LGBT.
I'm multiply disabled. I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is a connective tissue disorder that causes me immense physical pain. I'm on the autism spectrum, and I have narcolepsy, and I couldn't drive myself here, so I had to hide from my driver that I was in drag, which is not an easy thing to do in drag.
I do not want to be here.
Oh my God.
I do not want to be in your DMs. I do not want to be in your email inboxes. I do not want my creativity writing diss tracks like Kendrick. I don't want to spend an hour applying glitter on my face so that you will hear and see me. I want you to listen to me.
Let us remember that
This has to make lefties losing it. I mean, we can pretty much know what they're saying. I can read their lips, but I mean, this is the lunacy of it.
Crazy stuff.
I would like to get these trans people together and ask them and tell them God created man and woman. He did not create trans people.
Yeah. That's just a delusional state. Totally. So I think there's a little bit left.
Go
ahead.
I have a quick story to tell you. It's actually pretty incredible. So I know somebody who is gay, and this man believes that Trump is going to have ICE round him up and throw him in a camp because he's gay. I thought he was joking at first, but then he said he's moving to his mom's house because he is afraid of the ICE roundups going on. He's a white guy from East Texas. Yeah,
so
East
he's
Texas.
not even
I said, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah." He's not even an illegal immigrant. He's a United States citizen, but he has been so brainwashed that he believes Trump is going to have him rounded up.
I don't know.
That's a shame. That's ridiculous.
I was about to say that's a damn shame.
It really is.
That is a damn
I thought, like I said, I thought he was joking, but then I found out he was serious, and I couldn't believe what I heard.
That's wow. I'm
Mhm.
tripping here. I am so tripping here, you guys. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, that what the other guy looked like he was on heroin. So they are still ranting, you guys, if you could believe this. Check this out. So there's a little bit left. We'll see what they're ranting about.
At any moment.
Please, I only have so much time. Please, Joe's gonna cut me off.
Which matters more? Covering the legal fees of systemic police brutality or protecting the lives of queer people in our community? How many
Let's
lives
protect the
have to be
children
lost
first.
before you consider fighting back against fascism and corruption?
Now is the time to say that if federal money relies on the dehumanization of trans people, that we don't want your goddamn money.
I get that some of you care more about fuss.
Stop asking us
It's an
for it.
extremely emotional and taxing thing to stand up here as someone as part of
Well,
the
don't
trans
stand
and
up
gender
there then.
diverse community.
My name is Katie. I'm from District 5, and I'm speaking in support
wearing
of
a mask.
agenda items 10B and 14.
I mean, it's disheartening because we see people in West Virginia still wearing masks. This is crazy. This is crazy. All right. So I'm about ready to wrap up. What about you guys? I've had enough fun for today. I want to go check out
That
late
was a lot of fun.
news. And you guys, oops. Hey, Paul. I definitely want to thank you guys for coming on with me. And if I could ever figure these screens out one day, I will. Everybody just laugh at me while we're doing it. But the good thing
Donovan,
is,
it's nice meeting you.
Oh, you too. I want to hear more about your story. Maybe next time we could talk about that. What happened?
Yeah.
well, we can make this an every Wednesday thing if y'all want, or once a month or
Hey,
something.
We
Whatever.
can. Yeah. Well, we'll coordinate that. We can start doing it. On a bi-weekly, maybe weekly basis. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, let's start out bi-weekly. If we start out bi-weekly, it's not as much of a stressor and all of that because we, Donovan and I have our own individual YouTube channels and other platforms. And remind me to go over with linking your stuff up in the yard so you could just be streaming out everywhere at once because I have like 6 spaces, so it's not a big deal. Or if you decide to get one of your own, whatever, I'm down with it. I forgot we were still live. I don't know why I'm talking about this on the live. Give me
Yeah.
I get
I'm
like
spending a lot.
squirrel.
I've been spending a lot of my time with this news because it's like every single day there's something new that Trump's doing, and these Democrats are going crazy over it. They lost their minds,
They
and
have.
you've heard of Trump derangement syndrome. Now
Oh, yeah.
they're having Musk derangement syndrome.
Hey, you know what? I want to add something to that so y'all can say that you heard it here first. But so the TDS Trump derangement syndrome and then the Taylor Swift thing. So I was like, well, you guys suffer from TDS and TSDS. So that's Trump derangement syndrome and Taylor Swift disorder syndrome. And so yeah, now it's MDS Musk disorder syndrome or something, whatever. No, Musk derangement disorder. We should do MDDS.
Yeah.
Musk derangement disorder syndrome. I like the way that sounds. We're going to start it new here. All right, guys. So you guys, if you go over right here, and this is where you will find Mixed Texan Report on YouTube. Donovan, tell them a little bit about your channel, what they can find, and what to look forward to.
Yeah. So I report on Texas news and national news. I did have 2 separate channels. I did have one specifically for Texas and one for national news, but I decided to bring those 2 together. So I do about half and half, local Texas news here in DFW, even things are going on down in Houston because there's always something crazy going on down in Houston. And I talk about what's going on in our Texas state government. We have a lot of corruption in our state house. So it's like I said, I brought them together. I report on a lot of crime that goes on around the country, a lot of crazy crime stories. I'm big on the border. I'm always giving border updates. At one point, like 9 out of my 10 videos were about the border. I had to stop, but I think it's important to listen to report on, especially now that Trump is in office again. It's like Paul said, something coming out every single day, and it's hard to keep up. Sometimes I have to miss stories because I can't report on it because Trump is moving so fast. But hey,
Yes.
that's a good thing.
And I'm glad you're reporting on it. It's good to hear that.
Thank you.
Yeah, totally. So you guys make sure you go up and check out Mixed Texan Report. And you guys, he's also on the X platform. So let's check that out real quick. And make sure you subscribe to him. Make sure that you are, the best way that you can sew in is to watch the whole of it. And he also has a merch shop. So we're going to be bringing that up as well. And you guys can take a looky-see at that. So you guys talk to the crowd while I get this ready.
Yeah, you can if you're a Texan who moved out of the state and you still want to represent this great, big, beautiful place. I have a merch shop. You see Ultra Texan shirts. I will be putting out some more stuff, maybe something with the Gulf of America, maybe a Gulf of Texas t-shirt, but so more things are on the way.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. And Gulf of America.
I love
What
it.
Man,
that's beautiful.
That's
Yeah.
starting to, it's at first it sounded weird, but now it's starting to grow on me a little bit.
I know. I can't wait till they get rid of Columbus Day because it drives me nuts. I'm like, no, Columbus did not discover America. America's Vespucci did. That's why it's named America. So if we all do our history, I'm not mad at Christopher Columbus. I mean, wasn't he a pirate or something like that? I think he got somebody to finance a trip to a fruitful land. And I thank God that we're in this land of America. You guys, it's a great land. There's only one national anthem. There's only one flag for America. And each state has their perspective flags. I'll fly the flag of Texas and West Virginia, North Carolina. I don't know. North Carolina's going to have to get it together, but we are Panthers
They
fans
need to
because
get
my
it
husband's
together.
been I know, right, man? Yeah, I had some footage on the riots and stuff. It's just like so much to cover all at one time. So you guys, we want to thank you all for joining us. And I know Paul will probably be down to come back next week, whatever. But Donovan, let's do this at least once a month. And we'll be, you guys, if you have tips on anything going on locally in West Virginia, DM me. I'm on all platforms, TikTok, all of it. If you have news going on with Texas, make sure you reach out to Donovan. And that's all we got for today, guys.
Well, it's been fun. It's good to
Thank
meet you,
you.
Donovan.
Yes, you too. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, I'll follow you.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Rise and shine. It's a brand new day. Got the world on my mind. Ain't no time to play. Chasing dreams, running fast, feeling no delay. We're the watchdogs, always watching what they say. Eyes wide open, we're taking what's ours. Breaking through the silence, aiming for the stars.
That was